Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us for another book review with Zen Garcia and myself, Joy Garcia. This is our 20th book review, which is pretty insane, but today we are going over the Archko Volume, the Archeological Writings of the Sanhedrim. So Zen, if you'd like to go over maybe some points of why you chose to release this book, I guess commission me to format the book.
Well, it has a very ancient account of not only the physical description of Christ, which a lot of people are very interested in, but also it shares testimony about eyewitness accounts of individuals that lived during the time of the Messiah and that interacted with him and that were witness to the miracles that he was accomplishing, and also to his divinity, his dominion, even as a young child, a young boy. And having grown up with him, who better to know that he was anointed than those that lived with him daily. And so this particular manuscript, the Archko Volume, covers even the interviews that Gamaliel, who was the one that had taught Paul and was head of the Sanhedrin at that time, that he conducted with Joseph and Mary, even with many of the eyewitnesses that saw what occurred on the day of the Messiah's birth and his entrance into the world, and the miracles that were said to have been seen by the population of those that lived in Bethlehem at that time. And so it's a controversial manuscript, but what isn't in this day and age. But again, I just wanted to provide for those of you that love Yahushua, love our King, Lord, and Savior Messiah, that wanted to know about in greater detail, what those that lived at that time experienced, and to have something like that preserved in the ancient writings of Pontius Pilate to Tiberius Caesar, and those the things that the trials of even Caiaphas and his account, Pontius Pilate, his account of what happened during the crucifixion and the resurrection. All of these things are available to us and have been preserved since that time. And so it's an incredible book to read and to consider. And so we wanted to make it available for all of you, and thank Joy that she was able to put forth the effort to do it justice and to make it to have this beautiful work put together in this manner.
So I have a question. I did notice when researching about the book that it was quite controversial. And the way that you describe it, it sounds like actually really beautiful, non-controversial text. So my question is, why is it controversial? And are there things that people should be looking out for in terms of being careful with taking these texts too much to heart because of certain things that people should be watching out for? I don't know if that makes sense, but...
The controversy always originates between those that are the deniers of Yahushua as the Messiah and those that accept him as such. And so just like with many of the rabbinical texts and even the testaments of the patriarchs and the prophets, the controversy around the book of Enoch and others, those that do not believe that Messiah fulfilled the prophecies laid out by Isaiah and many of the other Old Testament prophets. Even Micah mentions Bethlehem as his birthplace. It's those that, again, even in this day and age, which are the Jewish nation, even though we have many that are Messianic Jews, but there is the seed of Cain that has, since the time of the garden, worked to supplant and to distort, to extirpate, and to eradicate the truth of his coming and his prophetic fulfillment of not only his first, but also his second coming. And so it's always, that's the controversial issue. Even with the book of Enoch, they say that, it had to have been written after he was already entered into the flesh and incarnated into mortal form. And yet we find the book of Enoch amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls and in the Messianic prophecies included about the coming of the Son of Man. The same with the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. And so we know these things are indeed prophetic, but yet, again, those that are the detractors and that are trying to keep this truth from the world, that's the controversy and the origin of it.
That makes sense. Now that I think about it, I think it was a lot of the Jewish rabbis that were saying that it was heresy and stuff like that, so that makes sense. But with that said, that sounds like a really awesome book, and we hope that you will enjoy it, be blessed by it, and as always, we would love to give you a discount code for this book of the month, which will be ARCH, ARCH, 25 for 25% off, and that's going to be available for the rest of the month of January 2021. So we hope that you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you so much for your support. Much love and blessings. Shalom.
God bless all. One last thing, we do have on our YouTube channel a couple of shows related to the readings from this volume. So if you're interested in the content, do listen to those, and I think they will greatly bless your life.
Yes, we will add those links into the description, the email that we send along with this. So yeah, please check those out. Thank you so much. Shalom.
Shalom.